Hi, everybody. I'm so excited that we have Our Wonderful World this week for our topic, and we're reading a story today called Space Boy. That is the title of the story, and I see here a little boy dressed up like a spaceman, and he also has a little dog. I wonder if they're going to go on some adventure together. The story is by Leo Landry. Let's see what happens. Space Boy. The moon shined brightly as Nicholas readied for bed. This was what he could hear, his baby sister crying in her crib, the dog barking to be let out, and the radio blaring from the front porch. Even the noises from the neighbors floated in up through the window. Too loud, thought Nicholas, holding his ears, and I'm not going to bed. At that moment, Nicholas had an idea. He tiptoed quietly to the kitchen. He packed 2 cheese and tomato sandwiches, a bottle of water, a bunch of grapes, and a cookie. He fit the food nicely into his lunch along with a napkin. Next, Nicholas got dressed. He climbed into his spacesuit. Then he put on his space boots. At last, he put on his space helmet. Nicholas read his list aloud to make sure he had everything he needed. Nicholas walked outside to the backyard and climbed into the rocket. He strapped himself in and prepared to take off. Nicholas knew exactly which buttons to push and when to push them. 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off, he shouted. The rocket soared into space. Nicholas turned to look out the window, but he could not see the noisy world slowly falling away. Above, he saw the moon. Almost there, he thought. The rocket touched down gently on the lunar surface. Nicholas opened the hatch, climbed down the ladder, and stepped into a cold, dusty landscape. It was so quiet on the moon. This is what Nicholas could not hear: his baby sister crying, the dog barking, and the radio blaring. How nice, thought Nicholas. He spread out a blanket and unpacked his snacks. The lack of gravity was a problem. His tomato slices went softly into the atmosphere. They looked like big and round as the earth as they slowly floated away. Nicholas held on to his sandwich and his food. He ate his grapes and sipped his water. Delicious, he thought to himself. When he had finished, Nicholas went for a moonwalk. He bounded across huge craters and scaled miniature mountains. The beautiful blue earth appeared behind every peak, silent and peaceful. As Nicholas walked, he looked back at his footprints on the lunar surface. Just like footprints at the beach, he thought, remembering how he had helped his baby sister take her first steps towards the ocean in the cool, wet sand. Nicholas continued to walk. The vast, wide-open space on the moon reminded him of his dog. Wouldn't he just love to run, 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 and no end in sight, Nicholas thought, though he would probably miss his green backyard. And seeing the earth again, Nicholas remembered those warm summer nights when his family sat out on the porch in the light of the full moon, this moon. His moon walk had brought him back to his spaceship, back to the ladder went Nicholas. He climbed through the hatch and stepped himself in. 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off, he shouted. The rocket soared into space. Nicholas could see the craters and the valleys of the silent moon as it slowly fell away. Ahead, he saw the earth. Soon the rocket touched down gently in his backyard. Nicholas opened the hatch, climbing down the ladder, and stepped into the moonlit grass. He went into his room to take off his spacesuit, his helmet, his space boots. He tiptoed gently down the hallway. This is what Nicholas could see: his baby sister sleeping in the crib, his dog snuggled up in his bed, and his parents together on the porch, listening to the radio. "I'm ready for bed now," Nicholas said to his parents. "Good night." "Good night, Nicholas," said his parents. It was good to be home. What a wonderful story. Nicholas certainly went on a cool adventure. I would love to go on an adventure like that. What would your adventure be like if you were going to be an astronaut? Thanks for reading with me.